This video is for you if you've hesitated to play Jurassic World Evolution 2, or if you don't have the game but you ever wondered if it is for you, or if you actually abandoned it after you've played it and there were too many things missing out from the game. In fact, this video will show you why I think that Jurassic World Evolution 2 is finally a great game, because it has actually eliminated most of its biggest problems, which we're going to tackle in a second. But before we dive right into it, a little sponsored message here, and then we go right into why this is going to be a great game for you. Special thanks to our sponsor of today's video and the sponsor of the channel. Instant Gaming is a wonderful platform on which you can get your favorite games to a great value. Here you've got 24/7 support, you've got over 10,000 games at your hand, and you can find them very simple via a search bar, just like our Planet games over here. Or if you fancy, have a look at Cities, for example. Everything is here, including all the DLCs you wish to have. So special thanks again to Instant Gaming. Link is in the description if you want to grab a game. Please click there and have fun. Now, we all know that Jurassic World Evolution 2 at its launch had some issues. You see actually footage in the background of one of my earliest builds, and you can tell from it that there are many things not in. Let's first of all address the big elephant in the room. The animals have been amazing from the get-go. I think they have not been the issue, but the whole game has been focused a lot on the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom / Jurassic World, the original movie. And there has not really been that much out of it, you know. It's been very focused to the franchise and also very limited to it. There have been a lot of things that were missing out from the first game even, and there were not too many new things in the game. So you could argue that despite the fact it looked better and there were a lot of new maps, the whole thing has felt at least a little bit more shallow. And there have been many concerns about how it's getting better and not. But I tell you, it has gotten better. A lot. So let's go from point to point to show you why it's actually good for you, and you might consider to play it again. Let's get going. Alright, we have already said that the animals have not been an issue, but despite the fact they have been great, they also suffered from the same issue as the whole game. They have been tied very closely to the franchise, but that has changed dramatically over time. Frontier has embedded so many things, so many DLCs, so many cool animals that are not even close to the franchise. Some of them are not even inside of the franchise, or actually just remotely mentioned somewhere. There have been animals from Camp Cretaceous. Even they said they will not bring in something from Camp Cretaceous, so they did. And it's so cool to see the variation and the roster we have now in-game. From flying animals, to diving animals, to running animals, to tiny animals, to gigantic animals. All of them with social animations. They are constantly adding kill animations, just as in the last DLC now and the last update, where we even have a new Spino kill T-Rex animation, which is amazing. And they keep adding social animations. A lot of great thing has come to the game with a lot of integrations, fan favorites, just as some surprise additions to the game. And I think we can just agree that the animals are really at its best now. So the next thing that was really a little bit of a problem were the Aviaries. Now, we had the Aviary system already from the first game, kind of. There was this one Aviary that was most likely just a huge animatronic, but this time we had Aviaries like actual free-flying animals in there. But at the beginning there was not really much you could do with them. They were lacking a lot of interactions. They were lacking a lot of problematic things, like, you know, perching points were in, but just like very tiny ones and so on, and you couldn't really make them look too great. But that has changed dramatically. You've got so much control now over the Aviaries, as you can tell from the footage. You can put different things in, you can put different viewing points in, perching points and stuff like that. Absolutely cool stuff, and they have become a very, very vital point of, or vital part of the game. Alongside the Aviaries, obviously, the lagoons, which are like flipped around Aviaries if you want to, suffered from the exact same issue, if not worse. Like, the lagoons at the beginning have been kind of empty, if that's even a positive mentioning. There was not really much going on, despite putting a viewing gallery to it and put an animal in. done. But now you finally have so much more things to do. You even have now floating islands, which some of the animals can use, and it feels so much more alive with the underground decorations we have. We're going to talk about decorations in a moment, but this is absolutely stunning now. And finally, we also have social animations between diving animals, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's really great to see that they have added something like that, and I'm absolutely happy that we can finally witness these lagoons in its beauty, how it's supposed to be. And yeah, that's also due to something that we're going to talk about in a second, which are the decorations. Now, oh boy, am I a decoration person? I am a creative builder, and that was a struggle to do something with the game when it was launched. But now we don't only have a tremendous amount of decoration, we also have trees and stuff like that to be able to be put down as a single tree. Imagine, we didn't even have these single trees at the beginning. We had them in Jurassic World Evolution 1, but they didn't come with the base version of the game, so there was not a single tree you could put down. You only had to work with the brushes. Then we got the trees, but they were tied to the biomes. But even that is gone. Now, if you're on the next generation consoles or on PC, you can actually have all types of trees and decorations in all biomes, which is absolutely amazing. Simply because this is something that should not be locked behind a biome wall or whatever. It is absolutely amazing to see that we can use all of these things. The hitboxes are relatively small, so you can place them nicely down. And I gotta say that this has been, for me personally, the biggest change, and they have constantly updated that. So big props to Frontier. I really do love that they have done this over time. And this goes also hand in hand with the next point, which is maps. And biomes, I should say, because maps and biomes have been suffering from the same issue as the first things as well. They have been tied very closely to the original movie, which in a way is good. I should say not the original movie, in this case the Dominion movie, which came later. It's a bit confusing, but they have been tied to the franchise rather to good locations or good maps. So we had absolutely amazing maps, just like Yosemite Valley, for example, or some other mountain maps. We had Nubla and stuff like that, but they were not really the biggest you have out there, or then they weren't the most usable ones or whatnot. They were really made for the campaign and for the scenarios and for whatever, but they have fixed that. We have so many great maps now, and we also, alongside that, have squared maps and flattened maps option, where you can just go and build the park of your dreams. And I think it makes sense, because at the beginning we didn't even have the tools to make the park of our dreams, I would argue, but now as we have those tools, we also got the maps alongside this. As I said, now finally also you are able to change a lot of things before you even enter the game, but within the game you also can use all the items from all the different locations, which is, I think, put the icing on the cake is that we can now finally use the San Diego Dome wherever we want it. It obviously has been possible due to mods, but this is a mod-free video. This is for all of you, including the console players, so you can also use that now. How amazing is that? And also using another wonderful segue, it's almost as if I've planned this, is going to be the next topic, which is buildings. Now, buildings are absolutely important in this game, but also frustrating. Let me just tell you why I think it's frustrating. This is a game that is tied to a franchise per its naming already. The IP is given to Frontier, they paid for it, so they have to stick to what this whole franchise offers. I already love that at the beginning of the game they gave us two types of buildings, like the classic Jurassic World Evolution buildings and the one from this organization, the Wildlife and Fish Organization, forgot the right name. And that was already a good mix, but now we've got all the different types of buildings. We've got the Biosyn buildings, we've got Malta buildings, we've got Jurassic Park buildings, we've got Jurassic World Evolution buildings. So there has been, or Jurassic World buildings I should say, there has been a huge variation of buildings now, so you can finally also repurpose buildings if you do not want to, you know, have the same building all over the game. We can now finally use multiple entry points, we can use multiple, I mean, can you imagine mention that the amount of buildings you can put down in Sandbox has been limited at a time. Now you finally have the whole flexibility. You can put down as many buildings of whatever kind you want to and just get creative with them. It's absolutely good to see such a huge variation of buildings now. The only thing I still would say is frustrating that all of these buildings are obviously prefab, so you don't really have the ability to change anything apart from some buildings have the ability now to change the coloration. But other than that, it's not really that much of a change in terms of what you can do with the buildings, but you finally have an insane amount of variations. You can now finally go in and make different areas in your park and actually style these areas, make them look really as if this is a certain park area. You can make it tropical, you can make it winter, you can make whatever. So that is absolutely good, and potentially I'm going to do something with this in the future as well. But this leads me to the last point of today's video, which is basically the overall quality of life updates and the conclusion of the video. Now, I have begun the video with a lot of mentionings that you may have abandoned the game, you may have stopped playing the game, or you never got it because it was not close enough to your beloved Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo, whatever. Let me just get it straight. It will never be a Planet Coaster or Planet Zoo, even if you want it to be. These are totally different games. But now, the Jurassic World Evolution 2 game is so many times better than Jurassic World Evolution 1, even with mods, that you can finally consider this a great game. I have mentioned all of these big topics, but there are a bajillion changes they have done under the hood. Just to mention a couple, we have got very nice viewing opportunities now. We've got a invisible fence mod kind of way. If it's not a mod, it's basically an invisible fence. You have the ability to put down wonderful viewing galleries inside of aviaries, inside of lagoons now as well, inside your habitats. These are all connected with tunnels. You've got a tunnel system. They have optimized the way how you can put down elements from the menu. They have integrated a whole decoration menu now. They have rearranged the menu of the stones and stuff. You've got a automatic toggle for stone rotation. You've got different toggles that help you build quicker. They have improved some things about the pathing as well. They have integrated some better options for path elements, just in general, like for the decorations. They have changed so many things about the dinosaur behavior. I don't even want to mention all of the changes in the menu, where you can go through the menu and basically change whatever you want before you go into your dedicated sandbox build or challenge mode build or whatever you want to do. So the amount of quality of life updates is ridiculous. I can't even put them all in the video because then the video would be 2 hours long. So overall, as a final conclusion, I think 95% of the arguments why you shouldn't give it a try are eliminated now. As I said, it will never become a game just like Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster, and if you've ever hoped for that, that was already the first mistake you did, because it's not gonna get there. But if you are open for a game that now is a very, 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 very solid dinosaur park building game, this is for you, and it's as best as it can get at this point. As I said, the animations, the animals, the overall presentation of the game has always been great and has only become better, but the rest of the game now is also very good. You can really spend a lot of hours decorating your park now, make it look good, find out what kind of theme, topic or biome suits you best, which type of animals, and you can even make walk-through habitats now. You can really make nice looking habitats in a way. So a lot to love about the game, and if you have stopped playing the game and you still have it, you can now go back to it. Give it a try, get those DLCs, little, mention, there is a link in the description that may help you find those for a better value. I don't know, but get it, try it out, make sure to give this game a chance again. I did this over time and I'm very happy, and I will bring out a new series of that rather soon. Maybe it's gonna be just a couple videos, who knows, but I think it's very much worth giving it a try again. So that's been it. Let me know in the comments down below, what's your opinion? How do you think did the game age? How do you think the game suits you now? Are you a kind of a person? Have you played the game? Maybe this video did help you. So let me know in the comments if this video found you thinking about this, or maybe you got it now. Maybe you started again after a couple of weeks now. Let me know. And also, if you want to have more of this stuff and all the upcoming goodness of City Skylines 2, Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo, whatever on this channel, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. That would help me out so much. Thank you so much for your time. you know, watching this video. It's very valuable. So thank you so much. And I see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye and stay safe.